Hi, and welcome back to another website redesign critique series. My name is Justin Rondeau, and I am the Director of Optimization at Digital Marketer. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cisco. If you've seen any of these videos before, you'll remember that I did a review on one of Cisco's other pages, and they absolutely crushed it. They did an amazing job. They actually swept it. It was a 5-0 win on the new variant. So when I saw that they had a new redesign, I was very, very excited to dig in to see what they were working on there. Actually, a funny aside here. This maybe might be a spoiler, but I read the redesign specs wrong, where I thought this was the new page, and I was having a real hard time. I had to reshoot this video a lot because I kept having to go back and forth, and that was just a silly morning thing that happens. But this is in fact the old variant here. So per usual, when we go through these things, we break down the page design changes into 5 factors. That is clarity, readability, appearance, on-site experience, and navigation. Whichever one does this better, we award a point to. If they're about the same, we award no points, and so at the end we tally it all up to see which variant wins. And so we can see if they're on the right track, or if they should be clicking that Control Z button. All right, so I'll show you the pages briefly, and then we'll just dig into the different factors here, and we'll start awarding some tallies. All right, so here is the old variant. This was back from last year, so this was updated a few days ago, actually, in February. If you're watching this past February, but this is what they had for the past year. And take a look. It is, their standard header, Trust and Transparency Center, kind of a slider with videos, a brief overview, and then some stock photo icons digging in there. And then, hey, there it is, your footer. Okay, and then they did go with the two-side column where they have some news, evaluate your IT. That's kind of off-branding there, evaluate your IT business partners, etc. This stuff is all nonsense when it's coming to the Trust and Transparency Center, because it's not doing anything to help further the page. Okay, so now let's dig into the much longer version. So the idea of the long form page is taking kind of the web by storm, so to say. There are a lot more people focusing on this long form mentality, especially if you're specializing in an area. I mean, you're seeing this from everywhere from IT to e-commerce. Okay, not like e-commerce standard shops, but in e-commerce in general. If you have a couple of products, you're going to see that actually build down into these long form pages. Take a look at what Fitbit does. So they are taking inspiration here and digging in as well. So you can see that they use standard breadcrumbs from old website design, where about Cisco Trust and Transparency Center. You can see this is the Trust Center. They neglected to put Trust and Transparency Center up there like they did on the previous version, because the Trust Center is easy to understand what it is. Manage your cybersecurity risk. Watch this video. There's no longer 3 pieces of content that they're looking at here. There's just one, and we're being told exactly what to do. All right, so let's dig in a little bit more, and I will show you the rest of the page, and then we'll start breaking it down by the 5 criteria. And you see this is highly compartmentalized. They're using varying designs in each compartment, and then they actually have a full-on resources department as well. They do get into social sharing at the bottom, but that's always going to be there on templated pages like this. Okay, so let's talk about clarity here. I mean, this is an About Us page, or a subset of an About Us page. So really what we need to do is make sure that people know where they are and what to do next. Just on using a slider alone on the previous version really, really hurts clarity. It's like, okay, we want you to do this, but you could also do these other things as well. They're not prioritizing for the user. They're letting the user prioritize for themselves, which is generally not the best way to do things. Sure, you want to have people self-segment, self-identify, but if you rely too much on that, that just says you're not confident in what you're doing. Furthermore, it breaks down into a very, very brief overview and then some icon, like just stock photo icons of security reports and those things. There's no solidarity in this particular section. It's just kind of, here's this report, oh, here's this overview. It's kind of content, just random acts of content are showing up here. So in terms of clarity, the older page was lacking, especially when you get into this second column. Now, clarity here, we know exactly what to do. We're supposed to watch this one video, and then as we consume more content, say we're not interested in that video, we can see kind of what each compartment is and how that appeals to us and what we want to consume. So I think they do this in terms of visualization a lot better, and then they focus it all on creating an action. Here's a piece of information. Here's your next action. So in terms of clarity, I think the new variation has an edge there over the old variant. A lot of the time, clarity and readability will go hand in hand, and I honestly believe the new variant is just crushing it in terms of readability. It's asking you to kind of really dig into the content and scroll down, and then for each section, it's easy to read since they're their own compartments. They're using icons better. They're using infographics. They're using more more visual cues to get people to bounce around, because this is about getting people to consume the content on the page, not just fall into kind of a just a dump of kind of random content there. Like, I don't know why I'd want to dig into these different areas yet, because they're not priming me like they are over here. So in terms of readability, the new variant will win as well. So appearance, gosh, do I even have to with appearance here at this point? The Trust Center, this new variation, just it fits with modern design schemas. It's easy to navigate. It's not like an old school 90s website kind of with this layout. This was a dated page, and actually, as I said, I had to reshoot this video because I had it backwards originally, and I thought this was the new variant, and I was losing my mind thinking that this was the new thing and that anybody could go back to this design style, especially today with mobile on the rise. Like, this would be a terrible experience on mobile. This would be much better. So I'm going to be giving this again. So far it's starting to look good for their new variant here. So OnSite Experience, we're looking at, again, link outs here. Like, this is actually more of an experience-based page versus kind of an afterthought, right? So I think in general this meets user expectations. This gets them kind of to where they need to go in a way that's not relying too much on the user to make those decisions. They're showcasing the type of content that they know they need to get in front of you, and then they're using design and their on-site experience to actually get you to make the right move. All right. So again, that goes to the new variant, and then finally navigation. They have their standard areas of nav here. Let's look at the top and at the footer. They removed the old school mega footer that you see on a lot of pages here. So let's go both footer to footer. So you see their site-wide footer with context view, help, sitemap, terms and conditions, etc. That's all there. What they do get rid of is this information forward. They get rid of the whole mega footer area. This was just too much. Mega footers can be very useful, but in a lot of cases they might be overkill. And in this case, I think that they made the right call, especially with this being more of an area to link people to different points of your site, but they are kind of very specific types of links. And then looking at just the design, of the navigation, the use of gradients is an old design kind of practice that's been dated. They stuck with kind of just white, very clean. I do think that having a search box versus a search icon that goes to a box and then having to click there is generally a better experience, but that's still not enough to give this type of navigation, to give anything to the older variant. I don't want this to even look like the older variant was remotely close, because this is just an amazing new design. So great work by the people at Cisco. This is in line again. You have 2 sweeps on this series, so congratulations there. I think you're the only companies to do that so far, and you've done it twice. So whoever's running these design campaigns and updates are really thinking through this, and congratulations. And I hope to see more of your stuff, and I hope that this is actually working out, because again, this is all based off of no knowledge of your analytics or anything like that. So if you are at Cisco, please hit us up in the comments and tell us a little bit about this. Okay, so we have our champion this time around, and I hope to see you again on the website redesign critique series.